Hello, hello. Look at this beautiful shirt I got on. And I got this shirt on because I just came from the gym. And right after getting that pump on, I'm gonna read Hunter x Hunter. And I haven't really heard much about this chapter. No real leaks. Somebody told me the chapter's exciting, but that's all I know. And we know Tserriednich is gonna do stuff, so that's exciting. That is exciting. I'm gonna open the chapter right now. Um, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm so excited. That's my reaction to the first page of the chapter. What the fuck? The bullets blowing from the gun. Tserriednich's entire fucking stomach being torn open. My gosh, and look at Benjamin's face is so I need to put Benjamin's face in the thumbnail. I already know that shit. Chapter 417, Contingency, because of course we're gonna see Tserriednich's contingency plan to being shot in the fucking stomach by Benjamin. Oh, Benjamin. I love Benjamin, but he shot fucking Tserriednich through the stomach. This is a really funny start to a chapter. I love Hunter x Hunter so good, man. And I really love the artwork, like seeing the detail on the bullets, on the gun itself, and like Tserriednich, it looks really painful. This wound looks really painful, and him being like shot through the air because of the recoil, crazy. But Benjamin's face, like this, looks like a meme almost. Benjamin's whole how he's posed up and stuff looks very mimetic. That's a word. Salkov, oh, look at Tserriednich's face. Hold up. Salkov is like, yo, what the fuck? Benjamin's like, I have 5 chins. I'm Benjamin. Hulkenberg falls on the ground. Oh, it's so insane. It's so insane. This shit is. We know. First of all, we know Tserriednich isn't dead. We know Tserriednich isn't dead. That's one thing. But still, it's insane to see. The previous video I talked about how Tserriednich would be one possibility of how we're gonna see Benjamin turn into a god, because I'm gonna look into the future and it's like, oh, Benjamin turns into a god in the future, but then it actually doesn't happen because Tserriednich meddles with it, which can still very possibly happen, because right now we're getting a scene of Hulkenberg like getting his revenge on Tserriednich. Maybe we're gonna get like a payback scene from Tserriednich's point of view, and then Tserriednich does payback towards Hulkenberg. If you get what I'm saying. Like at the point that Hulkenberg's about to become a god, Tserriednich does his whole ability stuff. That could happen. Ah, Benjamin, your words are a poxum on society. You are hereby sentenced to death. Hey, is he wrong though? Is Benjamin wrong? Tserriednich is a fucking menace to society. Everybody wants him dead. His brother wants him dead. All his bodyguards. The people who need to protect him, his older brother and his bodyguards, both want him dead. What does it say about him? And also, but about Tserriednich's face, how he looks right now, very much reminds me of how his Nen Beast looked within Theta's mind, when Theta was being, let's say, manipulated by Tserriednich's ability, his whole future sight ability, and Theta was about to wake up, and you saw like Tserriednich's Nen Beast in a worm-like shape, talking to her like, "Oh, you're a liar," something like that. Looks like that. And also in the next panel, I guess Togashi's trying to sort of censor Benjamin stepping on Benjamin stepping on Tserriednich's stomach. But well, Hulkenberg's a bit sadistic, man. The fuck? And Tserriednich, like being dead like that, he kind of reminds me of how what is it called again? How Losers looked like 1 or 2 chapters ago. Probably means nothing though, just Togashi drawing similar faces. Salkov, we all like Salkov. This is a ruse? Since when? For how long? Even Salkov is confused. Like, how the Tserriednich, what are you doing? You're saying that everything is going according to plan right now? Sear this into your brain on your way to hell. Yeah, he's definitely going to hell. I am the one who consigned you to oblivion. The bottom of my boot is the last thing you will see. That's also so fucking sadistic. Crash. Salkov isn't even looking. Oh, yeah. It's all happening behind Salkov. That's insane. Imagine being Salkov and then seeing what Benjamin did and then thinking like, okay, maybe Benjamin's gonna be the fucking king of this country, but he's this fucking insane in the head. I'm Benjamin right now. The satisfaction. I thought you'd have a counter ability. Looks like you were still practicing, having just learned it. Let me give you a piece of advice. Zetsu is very dangerous. It quells your guardian spirit beast as well. Do you even hear me? Oh yeah, that's true. Is First Prince Benjamin real? Or is he an illusion too? And if this isn't real, what about them? What is Salkov seeing? We have to remember Salkov has Nen powers, first of all. And second of all, he might be seeing shit, even if he doesn't have Nen powers. What's going on? This is where the real battle begins. Fellow princess. Benjamin. Okay, he has used up all of the poisons. Okay, so he put the poison in Tserriednich's room to be safe, I guess. Just to make sure that Tserriednich would die. Similarly to what he did with Camilla. Except he's sure Camilla will die, but Tserriednich isn't sure. Whatever. Sacrifice yourself for the continued prosperity of the great Kakin Empire. Yeah, Benjamin's kind of acting like how... Like, what he's saying is not that different from what Camilla was saying at the start of the arc. Like, all the other princes should just go up and die, sacrifice yourself so I can become the king. That's basically what he's saying. Oh, I accidentally skipped a page. What the fuck? I didn't mean to skip a page. If this isn't real, what about them? Is everyone here seeing the same thing I'm seeing? Hey, you. Yes, sir. What is he talking about? What is Salkov talking about? If you have the opportunity to provide testimony about this, say truthfully what you saw. He said the same thing as Tserriednich. In the previous chapter, Tserriednich said that, if I remember right. Fourth Prince Tserriednich was human scum. I was planning to kill him regardless of the succession battle. Lol. So this is basically vigilantism. That piece of trash is absolutely not a fallen hero of the great Kakin succession battle. I executed Tserriednich at my sole discretion. His numerous crimes will be laid bare at trial. I have pardoned and commuted sentences ready for anyone willing to testify against him. Think it over. Is it just a coincidence? Could this actually be real? Tserriednich really died? Was he really attacked by Benjamin? Is there a way to know for sure? Teta's injury. Only people who use Nen can see it. If that's gone, boy, I love this shit. Like, maybe it's just me, like, remembering stuff, but I was thinking about that moment of Theta's injury because of how Togashi drew Tserriednich's expression, and now, because of that, the fucking scene of Theta's injury was already in my mind before it was even discussed, and I think that's like... maybe Togashi is that big brained, you know? Maybe he was putting images into my head to remind me of that scene, remind me how I felt reading that, remind me how interesting that was. Okay. And it's cool that, oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. Actually, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Salkov is thinking exactly, because in general, I assume in Hunter x Hunter that even an attack like that would persist after death, because why would it disappear? It's not like Tserriednich is actively powering Theta's injury right now, you know? So I'm not sure about that logic, but whatever. I'm like Salkov is not necessarily a reliable narrator, you know, so who knows. Salkov and Dungeon will be handed over to Central Justice Bureau and held there. Our military will also move there and use the 7th floor and its courtrooms as our joint force command center. Hello, Furikov, my homie. Complete the preparations for taking over before I get there. Okay, and yeah, so this is where I was. Benjamin left the poison in the room for some reason, or is he saying that he installed the poison within his food and he's gonna use it on someone else in the near future? Maybe he's gonna use it in the room where all the princes gather. How many princes? 2. The 5th and 6th. That's Tubeppa and Tyson. So few. Where are the others? The 3rd and 7th princes escaped before the proclamation. A hunter assaulted Conchidol and assisted in the 7th prince's escape. Yeah, that's in Luzur's room, of course. We can use it as leverage. After taking over the Justice Bureau, open a special tribunal and slap Hunter Association with an extradition order. Demand the search and capture the 3rd and 7th princes in exchange. What I find really interesting, this chapter is called Contingency, and we're probably gonna see what Tserriednich is cooking, bro. We're probably gonna see what Tserriednich's whole plan is, because otherwise the chapter wouldn't be called Contingency. Ooh, so excited. It seems the third prince might have manipulated Coventaba with his guardian spirit's beast ability. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Actually, that was not what I was thinking. Coventaba himself admits to aiding and abetting and desires to be held and monitored. Okay. I wonder. Wait, first of all, why is that like a. Like, did the fucking translator make a mistake? Why does it say Coventoba and then it says Coventoba? What? And we did see Coventoba or Doba like sweating shortly after the martial law emergency warning was given. So maybe this is like we can. I guess we can just assume that this is true. So if you hold a coin, that means you're automatically gonna try to help Zhang Lei. Is that it? Could be. I mean, Zhang Lei's whole shtick kind of is that though. Like he makes alliances and then he expects you to do something in return. So in this case, Zhang Lei gives you a coin. The coin becomes stronger the longer you hold onto it, but also the longer you hold onto it, the easier it is. The easier it is for Zhang Lei to like. I don't want to use the word seduce, but like seduce you into doing whatever he wants you. It's basically sort of give and receive. Give and take type thing, right? Like I give you this coin, and that coin can give you power, but the longer you hold on to it, yeah. I think that's it. I think that might be it. No need to hold him. No need to hold Kovendoba. He was aware of it. It was semi-coercive. He was manipulated to aid Zhang Lei under certain circumstances. I will hear them out. As for room 9, Captain Balsamico was found unconscious, sitting in a chair. He was unharmed, and once he awoke and was asked the questions you had prepared, he proved to be himself, without a doubt. What's going on? Wasn't it an ability to switch bodies? It was obvious from Fict's actions. Hulkenberg switched bodies somehow and activated his ability using Balsa's body. The captain also volunteered to be held, and he and Covendova are confined to the mess hall. What should we do? I will deal with these two princes first. Bro! What did Tubeppa do wrong? What did fucking Tyson do wrong? Leave them alone! Leave them alone! I want to talk to them alone. No, leave them alone, not you either. Everyone, including those in the mess hall, go outside and stand by. Yes, sir. Oh, we're getting a Tyson scene and a Tubeppa scene. That's so fun. That's so fun. Okay, Kovendoba and Balsamico just looking forward, not even saying the words, just waiting for the word. The bearded. I never saw this fucking bearded Benjamin soldier ever before in my life. Never before. But okay, he entered the room with Balsamico. He took them out into the room where Tyson and Tubeppa are. Hello, my dear brother. How do you do? Hi. Why does Tyson call Tubeppa her brother? Is it also like a whole thing like princes are meant to be called by like male pronouns, whatever what? Or what's up? What's up with the why does he call him a brother? Is this another translation error? I don't know. I need to fucking look at the Japanese stuff because like I've in my video I talked about like the whole Tyson potentially being queer, potentially being trans or something like in that direction. So whenever you get something to do with gender and it features Tyson, it just makes me wonder, you know, like is this a translation error or not? Whatever. Kind of sad though that Tubeppa is not friendly with Tyson, even though Tyson is such a cutie patootie. Benjamin, sorry to keep you waiting, and thank you for your cooperation. I will explain in brief about how we got here. I regret that there was a traitor in my army who stole part of a biological weapon. That did actually happen. Oh dear, how scary. Who was it? We know who did it. It was one of my personal guards, who we believe to be connected to Camilla, though our investigation is ongoing. The weapon component isn't usable by itself, but we will do all we can to get it back. Thus, the martial law. Okay, so he's still treating it like Benjamin is not in the wrong whatsoever. Did this actually happen though? Who stole part of Benjamin? That was fucking Hulkenberg, right? But he's blaming Camilla on purpose just so he has a reason to kill Camilla, I presume. Or he's gonna be like, oh yeah, Camilla ended up being poisoned. Yeah, that must have been because she fucking stole the biological weapon. Or he's gonna blame one of her guards for her death. Why did you even bring it on board? to deal with the dangerous creatures on the new continent. Nay, no, no. Well, as long as there's no danger of it being used, we can go back to killing each other, right? Heh, dark humor. That's funny. That is indeed very funny. Good character. I've been saying, Tyson, she's goated, man. Since chapter 400, we saw the vision. There has been an update on that. The hunter called Kurapika has the theory that if multiple princes are still alive by the deadline, Kaken would lose the protection of its guardian spirit, and the current regime will collapse. However, we can all survive. I brought you here because I thought it would be worth a debate among us all, but I'm afraid some refuse to entertain the idea. I am not sure, Benjamin, if it is worth using this weapon. It is kind of worth using this weapon. Okay, let's look at it this way. Zanglei Mafia, you can probably get him somehow, even though you would have to fight a Mafia. Loser is also Mafia. Same deal. Tubeppa is one of the oldest princes. Like all the other... Tserriednich and Camilla have been dealt with. That's what Benjamin thinks. Zanglei is the third oldest prince, and then Tubeppa is the fifth oldest. Basically, if he uses the poison right here, he removes... I think Tyson is also like the sixth prince somehow. I never thought she was older than Hulkenberg, but it's actually true. So, yeah, he basically have almost all of the older princes dealt with, and then the younger princes are much easier to kill because they're kids. Confinement within the VIP living quarters will continue until martial law is lifted. It's only a matter of time before we reacquire the weapon. Still, I'm kind of scared though because, okay, two things. Tubeppa is like a whole potion maker, antidote maker, and she also wants to save the younger princess, so she would want to save Tyson. And Tyson's ability is just super mysterious. And there's like a whole, like, you should not break the taboo of whatever. Maybe the taboo is like lying or betraying someone or something in that direction. And I think that Benjamin's scheme right now would fit under that. So maybe we're gonna see Tyson's Land Beast go for like full power mode. Okay, it's only a matter of time before we require the weapon. As a formality, we will conduct a safety inspection of each of your quarters. Yeah, are they setting traps under the cover of these inspections? Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Tyson does not care whatsoever. Did he need to go as far? Did he need to go as far so far as to declare martial law just for that? There must be another intent. How much of this was true? We can be present for those inspections, of course. I think you're the worthiest to be king, even without the succession battle. Interesting, Tyson. Tyson is just living in the fucking fantasy world where it's like, oh yeah, the oldest, most capable prince should be the king. Survival of the monarchy and prosperity. The succession battle has meaning, but still, excuse me. Even if the theory that the monarchy would collapse if the process doesn't complete is true, and there's a will to overturn the whole thing, the one closest to the throne is still you, and the monarchy would only shift into a military regime. Only once you and Camilla are gone will this proposal be persuasive. Yeah. Because Zanglei is like an okay leader and Benjamin is scary. Camilla just fucked in the head. Big ass panel of the well. Swoosh with the wind blowing. Bro! Benjamin looks fucking crazy in this one panel. Okay, Area A, all clear. Area B, secured. All areas of Tier 3 secured. Prince Benjamin arriving. This is kind of hype though. That he got the whole fucking ship secured. You know, Area 3. There's like a lot of people in there. Prince Benjamin on deck. Your Highness. What? I still don't think we should be with you. The attacks that remain inside us are still unknowns. What about troop morale? And if anything happened to you, how trivial. Focus on analyzing enemy abilities if you have time to fret over trifling risks. You risk your life to take on these enemies' attacks. It's what any soldier would have done. The same goes for me. Yo. They both use Gyo, and I see the fucking curse of Benjamin. It does go kind of hard. His whole logic of being like, yeah, it doesn't matter that you took on the attack, you're a fucking soldier. And also, I took a fucking attack. I took that curse on just to showcase. I'm the fucking goat, and you guys are also the fucking goat. That's deep analysis. A curse by Camilla's personal guard. The secret art of the have-nots, I hear. I'm also infected with TSK and have half a day left to live. Bro, he's flexing with all of the fucking illnesses and curses he has inflicted on his body. And there's a possibility an even more powerful curse than the have-nots, one beyond placed on Furikov, could be turned on me too. Isn't this exciting? What the fuck? He's talking like fucking Butcher from The Boys, man. Isn't this exciting? I'm about to fucking die. Isn't this exciting? Basamiko's like, what the fuck? The other dude is like, yes, sir. What do we do to the enemy? Destroy him. And death? Our friend. Who are we? Kaken Royal Army Squad 1. Furikov, man. Love that dude. Love Basamiko. And even like this fucking Toba guy, he's pretty cool. This still, I want to find out more about Zhang I'll look into who the ninth prince could be currently switched with. Cool that Basamiko has taken responsibility with the Hulkenberg situation. The feather on their hand is a giveaway, so discovery will only be a matter of time. I leave it up to you. Find him. And I do not remember them ever looking for the feather on their hand, but makes sense. It's been a while since I read the previous chapters, but whatever. The coin is powerful enough that holding it for 10 days makes you spontaneously confess your secrets. The number is currently still 10, but I fear there will be further effects at the next magnitude. Keep it. There won't be any more changes. There aren't many places Zhang could go. Okay. Hurry them from the top and crush them below. Okay, they got into Onyr's room, aka Zhang mafia daddy. Oh shit, they got a fucking broccoli dude too. He's actually called Broccoli if I remember right. Sheesh, I was eating. I love Onyor. I love that Onyor is like very gluttonous, and then Broccoli is very connected with nature. It's an interesting dichotomy, the interesting contrast. If third Prince Zhang escaped below tier 1, I can leave it to the Squad 3 Recon team. Detain the CU and Char bosses on suspicion of treason and conspiracy to overthrow the government. Hey, they kind of were doing that with the princes. Escort him to the Justice Bureau, and that's where also Benjamin's going. We know that. He's gonna meet fucking Kaiser and Milaistone and Botobai. Naomi Botobai. Considering Zhang path, it's clear Onyor assisted in his escape. That's a felony. Yeah, fair enough. Tell them the only valid bargaining chips is the prince's whereabouts. Zhang went to tier 2 right before the declaration, via a crossbridge from inside the Shu boss's residence. Currently confirming the route and following his trail. Follow-up report in 15 minutes. Good. Tell the Squad 3 and 7 Recon teams and the scouts to focus on capturing Zhang and 7 Prince Losers. If I remember right from like the last chapter of the prior batch, Zhang did actually successfully escape. Or was it Losers? Ah, fuck it, I forgot, man. If multiple princes survive past the deadline, we'd be in the darkest time, man. Oh, I do love that this information about multiple princes surviving was only revealed in this chapter, because when martial law started and it was like, yeah, we're capturing all the princes, we're killing all of the princes. When we heard that, it just felt like Benjamin was rushing things because he wasn't feeling well. Probably like because of the curse, but he got both curse and he got ill. But now that we actually know like more details, it becomes much more interesting. I just love being in that first situation where it was kind of mysterious, and now it's like, okay, Benjamin's reason for killing everyone is not just because he's power hungry and he wants to kill people, because in general we've seen that he's very passionate about this whole succession war. He really wants to be king. He doesn't mind killing all his brothers and sisters, but in this case it is, it kind of makes more sense that he would want to kill people, because he just heard this theory about there being a deadline, and that's why he's rushing, because there's a deadline. Because if there wasn't a deadline, then he could have just taken his time, because he was going slow and steady. When you looked at somebody like Rihan, who was installed in some prince's room, and then he just took his time trying to figure out the ability of the Nambis to slowly figure out the ability of the Nambis, remove the Nambis, and then kill the prince safely, But now it's like, okay, there's a deadline, so he kind of is forced to rush it. Okay, that's enough yapping. Okay, does that mean it's equally bad if all of us are dead? Nay. That's a scenario that leads to a legislated national emergency, separate from the succession battle. Emergency Law Article 1, sustaining the monarchy in a crisis. If the monarch as well as all successors eligible for the throne are dead, or face inevitable death through unavoidable attacks such as a bomb, an epidemic, riot, or natural disaster, then what? That's the whole rule? That's the whole rule? What is the rule? What is the rule? Emergency law, if everybody dies, yeah, then everybody dies. Staying in monarchy. Hmm. Okay, so basically Benjamin is hinting at there are rules for what happens when all of the princes die and the king also dies. But we don't know what those rules are. It's just something about it is in the law. Who knows? Very cool pages. I love all these panels. Look really great. Oh, fucking Fugetsu looks really, really creepy in that panel because she's. What's up with her? Okay, Camilla has been affected with TSK and will die in 13 to 19 hours. Bell can come even during martial law. He's a surgeon general. Call him now. Bring equipment and personnel from the Central Medical Office. Okay, cool to know that Camilla knows the rules and knows that she can bring in that doctor even despite martial law. Just nice to see that she's knowledgeable. We've always known she's smart, but just nice to see her use those smarts because we don't see her that often. Have the CDC or R&D, anybody, find out whether this is a bacteria or a virus. Like, I don't know what the difference is between a bacteria and a virus, but she does. That just goes to show how smart she is. Struggle all you want. Oh yeah, of course, he has a fucking... I love this. It reminds me of Palm with her ability to see people through her eye. Benjamin can do the too now. But only for Camilla. He has his eye on Camilla because she's the most dangerous. Both ability-wise and, like, for Benjamin's throne ascension compared to Tserriednich right now, because he's fucking dead. Struggle all you want. You pull the trigger first. Circumstantial evidence will all point to your terrorist attack. Yeah. I eliminated Tserriednich. I feel like I've flushed a massive problem out of my bowels. I feel like I've taken a massive fucking shit. Fuck Tserriednich. I love that he fucking has the footprint, the boot print even on his on Tserriednich's face. Tserriednich's face, like, it's insane. But did he has to have evolved this ability, because how else is Tserriednich, what? How else could he be alive, He was a parasite eating Kakin from the inside. He fails as a human being, much less king. I finally have one less weight on my shoulder. Spitting. I infected 5th Prince Tubeppa and 6th Prince Tyson with TSK. They will die shortly after Camilla. Yeah, that's still gonna take a while, like over half a day, so a lot of stuff can happen. I don't have a grudge against either of them. I can even respect them, but they're not king material. Well, I don't know. Tyson is not that politically, like, interested, even, it seems, but Tubeppa, she seems very mature and, like, I do think she could lead a country. But whatever. I won't waste your deaths. I will protect and guide the next king, and the next one, and the one after that as a leader of an ideal nation. Rest in peace. Yeah, because he's planning to become a fucking ghost or a god or whatever. He's gonna be chilling with Kacho, who's also a ghost, I guess. 11th Prince Fugetsu. Her haggard appearance following Prince Kacho's death cannot be faked. She was swarming with evil spirits and ghosts attracted to those who despair. Fugetsu is already as good as dead. Okay, so yeah, Benjamin of course knows about Prince Kacho's death. It's so interesting, but also what is interesting, a lot of people were thinking that because Fugetsu was targeted by the one Benjamin soldier, was like the insect who stings you and then you eventually die. I think that guy also killed Saleh Saleh. Except he had to remove that insect at some point. But apparently, or at least Benjamin doesn't know that happened. And Benjamin is assuming that what is happening to Camilla is because of despair and because of grief, potentially. She has suffered enough. I can at least let her die a peaceful death. The official story will be that she committed suicide by poison because she was afraid of the TSK infection. May she be born into an ordinary family in her next life. See, Benjamin, he's killing people, but he's still like, rest in peace. I hope my sister gets born into a better life in the future. In fucking reincarnation. But yeah, very interesting that it is, in fact, Fugetsu grieving. At least, if Benjamin is to be believed. It could be that, like, Fugetsu just senses somehow that Kacho died. Specifically because also, if I remember well, Fugetsu cannot use her ability anymore. An ability that would only connect to Kacho. So through that she could assume. I wonder if she knows for sure, or if it's just on a subconscious level that she assumes that Kacho is dead, considering that her Nan is connected to Kacho. We haven't really ever seen twins with Nen before in the series. We've definitely seen siblings with Nen before, like the whole Zoldyck family, of course, Ilumi, Killua, and such, but not twins. So maybe Tokashi's like doing something with that. Like twins have special connections through Nen. Who knows? They got Nen in the womb and they shared it. I don't know. 14th Prince Wobble, or rather, 8th Prince Oito. What is he cooking? First of all, 8th Prince Oito, does that mean is he trying to say that Oito is younger than Tyson? Second of all, I'm scared. I'm scared. Why is he calling Oito a prince? Even if it was a last ditched effort, I'm not impressed by this baby swap. You should be impressed because it's fucking genius. But like he did not figure that shit out until now. But I can understand how she felt to be surrounded by a family who would trade a baby's life for riches. And that her sister, a fellow mother of an infant, was the only one who supported her when she tried to defy that fate. It's a fact that it's 99% likely Wobble is ineligible. But who says I have to accept this fact as reality? It'll be a simple matter to have them officially declared dead in deference to their resolve, and with respect for their heart-wrenching decision to exchange their beloved children. If I can prove that Wobble's elsewhere, I will let their clan off with exile. But if the real Wobble is on board, whether she's eligible or not, I will accuse them of using a cheap trick to vie for the throne and have their entire clan wiped out for real. Bro, on the same page that he says like, yo, forget, I hope you are born into an ordinary family in your next life, he's saying like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking wipe out the entire clan for no fucking reason. Oito, bro. It's not like the whole clan worked together for this. It's just Oito and her sister who swapped babies. What the fuck? 8 Prince Oito is kind of crazy though. What is he cooking with that? Is he saying like, is Oito supposed to be like Bjorn's child? No, not really. I think he's just being like, yeah, Oito is the real danger. Wobble is just like Wobble can do shit because Wobble's just a baby, of course. I'm kind of wondering, how did Benjamin figure all of this out? Did he find a letter, or was everybody told about the baby swap? Well, Kurapika did tell about the baby swap actually, but I don't know if he told everybody about like Oito's sister and all that stuff. Oh no, Babi Mina was there when Kurapika confirmed all that stuff, so that's how Benjamin knows. That makes, yeah, of course. Of course, Babi Mina was there. Also a homie, by the way. Wonder what he's gonna do in the near future. Emergency Powers Act. If the deaths of all heirs are unavoidable and only the current king survives, the current king will immediately name the next successors in order and prepare for a contingency. No, that's not the contingency. I want to see Tserriednich's contingency. It might not happen this chapter. The current king will immediately name... Okay. 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 I see now. This is the continuation of the emergency law. If everybody's about to die, then the king will immediately name the next successors in order, which makes sense. Like, okay, like they say like, okay, there's a bomb about to drop on us, and then the king is like, okay, I'm gonna decide right now who would be my successor, even though we're all about to die. But kind of makes sense. But then prepare for a contingency. What's the contingency? Oh, we are getting the explanation of Benjamin's Nen Beast after all this time. The fact that Togashi hid it for so long means it's gonna be insane. I love these final two pages. I'm slowly gonna read through them. I swear my mind is gonna be blown because whatever Benjamin is about to reveal is gonna be insane. Okay, let's go. Because I see beyond, I see beyond. That says enough. Before I die, I must eliminate the remaining princes or infect them with TSK. I find it really funny that you see Balkenberg, Luzulu, Zangle, and I'm a fucking baby Mariam. Who the fuck cares about it? Mariam, he looks so silly too, compared to those, to the adults who are beautifully rendered with like details on their face. Mariam is just a kid. Before I die, I must eliminate the remaining princes or infect them with TSK. How much TSK do you have left, bro? I thought you already used everything. Whatever. A complete annihilation. Once that future, I'm doing this by the way too, so I cannot see what's on the left page. A complete annihilation. Once that future is inevitable, it triggers the act, and father will declare my child next in line for the throne. Yes. Because he does have a child that we do not know about. So that's his whole plan. That's what also what he was talking about in the last chapter of the previous batch. He was like, "Yeah, my son would be able to become king." So, yeah, he's just planning for basically a mass suicide. He himself will turn into a god somehow, and he will raise his child from the grave, I guess, from death as a ghost. I follow the Glamour Child to next in line for the throne. According to Furikov, my guardian spirit beast's ability is one I can use to protect the Kakin Empire for all eternity. Benjamin Guardian Spirit's ability. Gypsy Life, Bohemian Rhapsody, Scaramouche, Scaramouche. I did think I saw a fucking fan art somebody made of like some of the princes in the Bohemian Rhapsody pose, and I think I muted that user on Twitter because I was sure it had to do with something in the chapter because people be reading leaks for no fucking reason. I'm gonna kill all of them. Maybe I shouldn't say that in a fucking YouTube video. Maybe this is gonna decrease the algorithm, the attention span, whatever. I said it. I was actually gonna do that though, but I just really do not like people who discuss leaks, bro. Why do you do that? It's illegal. I get spoiled for no reason. I want to read the official release. Okay, here we go. After Benjamin's death, it fuses with his Nen and selects one of his blood relatives to become their guardian spirit beast. Once a prince fuses with a Nen beast and loses their human body, like Prince Cacho, the rights of succession is lost. Okay. Okay, it fuses with his Nen and selects one of his blood relatives. Okay, so okay, good confirmation. Benjamin, if he dies, he will live on through his Nen beast, but he does not count as a king anymore. Same goes for Cacho. Okay, when with Cacho it makes sense. They already elucidated on that. The criteria for selecting which blood relative to haunt can be determined by Prince Benjamin ahead of time or left to his guardian spirit beast's discretion. Okay, so it's actually his guardian spirit beast who does the talking, who's basically become his own thing. Like, of course, it's connected to himself because it runs on his Nen, and his Nen is gonna fuse with the Guardian Beast, and Benjamin is, of course, a pretty strong Nen user, but forever after the same criteria ahead of time or left to this Guardian Spirit Beast discretion. Forever after the same criteria will be used every time the host dies, and a new host must be chosen. What? That's kind of insane, though. That's kind of insane, though. So Benjamin starts haunting somebody, and then when that person dies, they will also merge into the Nen Beast and be able to choose a next person to haunt. That could be like a whole. That could be a whole premise for a manga, you know. That could be a whole premise for a manga. Like it makes me think of Death Note a little bit. You basically have like a Shinigami behind you, and if you die, you get fused into the Shinigami, and then you search for a next target. Interesting. Interesting. It does kind of fit with Benjamin too, because Benjamin's own ability is people die, and then they give their abilities to Benjamin. And Benjamin's Nen Beast is basically kind of similar. He dies, but then he gives back to somebody else within Kakin, because he can only do it for a blood relative, so it has to be within Kakin. And he does everything for Kakin, and his soldiers do everything for Kakin, so very cool. If Beyond's curse is directed at me, the surest way to undo the curse is to bounce it back. I must die first. If by chance Beyond's curse activates first, depending on its power and nature, there's a risk it may render my guardian spirit beast powerless. Yeah. Why does this text cover the entirety of the person on the left's face? Because I have no idea now who that is. Oh, that's the mother. Okay. I'm saying for the official, like when they release this in a volume, I don't know what they should do exactly, but like make her face visible. I want to see Benjamin's mom's face because she's an interesting character. Curse mother and the treacherous plot. She knew Furikov couldn't eliminate the worst case scenario, that Beyond's curse could be directed at me and use that to manipulate him. Oh, excuse me, I'm very, very sorry. Couldn't eliminate the worst case scenario, that Beyond's case could be directed at me. Yeah, exactly. So she used to manipulate him. She gave him the TSK, knowing that my desire for national prosperity and selfless service to the public would lead me to declare special martial law. Through Furikov, she encouraged a murder-suicide of the other princes. She wants any one of her children to become king, When she learned of Beyond's ambitions, she shifted her focus to the brother who can be more easily manipulated. How dare she abuse Furikov's loyalty and mock me? I'm sure that seeing my actions, she's assured of her victory. Unfortunately, I will ask her to choose her own life or that of my brother, the ultimate choice. What? Is he what? And I assume when he's talking about his own life or that of my brother, he definitely means Hulkenberg, considering Tserriednich is dead. At least he thinks Tserriednich is dead. So interesting too, though, that Hulkenberg's mother is like becoming a major character within the story. Hulkenberg's mother and Benjamin's brother, same character. Interesting. Also interesting that he thinks that Benjamin's mother thinks that Benjamin would be most easy to manipulate. But I guess it does kind of make sense when you look at Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is very steadfast, and Tserriednich very much trusts in himself, while Benjamin is like the most emotional of those characters. And like, I'm not a psychologist, but I assume that emotional people are easiest to manipulate. So like forming a plan from from the perspective of, okay, Benjamin would be most easy to manipulate, would be smartest maybe. I definitely get Benjamin being mad, and I love that. I just love Benjamin's mad face always. His hair flaring up like that. It always looks so cool. I wonder how Togashi even came up with his haircut, man. Like, I've tried designing characters before and giving them interesting haircuts and such, but that kind of haircut, I don't know if I would have been able to come up with it myself. It's really interesting how it looks. Like, he has regular spiky hair, but then he has like almost feather-like things on the side of his head. Looks cool. Yeah. Crazy that this video is 42 minutes long. Like, I yapped a bit, I know, but just reading through the chapter and making sense of everything, it's crazy that it actually, like, yeah. Because sometimes the video becomes too long because I start talking before the chapter or after the chapter, but no, he was just reading the chapter the entire time. Her own life or that of my brother, the ultimate choice. I wonder what he's trying to say with that. We also have to, because for right now we're thinking that Benjamin's mother is taking care of Benjamin's child, and that Benjamin's child is in fact a baby still. So maybe Benjamin's mom could use that as a bargaining chip. She's called Duazul, by the way. And it kind of seems like Benjamin wants to keep his mom alive, because he's like, okay, either my mom needs to give up on her plan and kill my brother, aka Hulkenberg, or I will fucking kill her and then kill Hulkenberg after that too, but then he loses his mom. It's very interesting though, it's just so interesting how Benjamin is viewing his own mother right now. The fact that he still kind of wants his mother in his life. I don't think motherhood has been that big of a theme within this arc so far, aside from well, it kind of has been a theme. I also, like, I'm looking at Tyson right now. She has a complex relationship with her mother. And then Camilla has an interesting relationship with her mother because her mother is very meek, basically. Camilla is very demanding and the mother just goes along with it. Interesting. So much happened in this chapter. This chapter felt like, last chapter felt very eventful. This chapter felt even more eventful. Like the fact that we started with Tserriednich just being blown up, Benjamin killing the fuck out of him, Salkov's confusion, then Tubeppa and Tyson doing stuff, which is really rare to see. Benjamin's soldiers doing stuff, and then like the mafia got fucking the mafia got how do you call that? Apprehended by the police, by the soldiers. We get a lot more insight into Benjamin, got more insight into Fugetsu, into Camilla's fate, more stuff on on Beyond and Duazul, the mom of Benjamin. Benjamin's Nanbies, which is insane, was hidden for so long. Togashi had this shit in his mind, and we didn't know. Yeah. I don't think of anything else left to say, so I think I'm just gonna end. I'm gonna read the fucking comments on Manga Plus real quick. I'm gonna see if there's anything interesting there. Isn't it exciting? Ben just found out he's a corpse 3 times over, and this is his reaction. How can you not love the guy? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. He's like Butcher Man. Benjamin be like, switching babies, that's pretty low. But I respect the commitment. I'll just exile Ota's family. But if Bobo's still on the ship, I'm executing Bobo and her entire family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if Oito had the cool plan of switching babies, hey, game is game. But if she wasn't smart enough to come up with that plan, I'm just killing her entire family. Fuck that. Fourth Prince, that was satisfying, but he definitely faked it. I hope second and 13th will be out of the game because they're kind of bored. This person is saying Camilla is boring. You have no taste. You have no taste. 13 Prince though. 13 Prince, bro. 13 Prince, that's Mariam, right? 13 Prince, Hunter Hunter, Mariam. Yeah, I agree. I want Mariam to die just because I do not give a fuck about this whole situation with like, oh, the room is the dragon took the room, they took it elsewhere. What the fuck? That's crazy. No, I don't care. Kill Mariam, get Hanzo out of there, put Hanzo in the main plot. I want to see Hanzo. That's what I want to see, not Mariam. Glazing Benjamin is the reason this heart beats. Amen. Oito is mentioned as a prince instead of a queen in one of the bubbles. Yeah. And that's definitely not a translation error, by the way. That's some real shit. Did anybody say anything in the Discord? Never in my life would I have expected to be so compelled by Benjamin when I first started reading Succession War many years ago. Bro did not see the vision. He did not see the vision. Hamza, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. You did not see the vision. I think Benjamin was always one of the most interesting characters. Like, even within volume 33, him choking out a line, that just means he's interesting by default. But, like, he's the only character who really had a relationship with Tserriednich. And Tserriednich was, of course, the most interesting character. Within volume 33, at least. Because he was the only prince that we really got insight on in that volume. But even in volume 34, which is the Hisoka vs. Krollo volume, and also where everybody boards the boat, I think Benjamin was one of the most interesting characters. Considering how he was talking about, like, oh yeah, I want to protect the great tree of Kakin. I'm Benjamin Raal. So, that. And I don't have anything else to say. So I'm gonna end with that. See you later. Very excited for the next chapter. What is gonna happen? More Benjamin stuff? I want Benjamin on the next volume cover or something like that because that would be dope. Remember when people were like, "Oh, God and Killer were back. That's so fucking exciting. It's the most exciting thing that's happened in Hunter x Hunter in the past 10 years." No. Benjamin, bro. Benjamin the homie. He's so funny and interesting and cool. So, cool, villainous, antagonistic force. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, bye-bye.